Oh, is this where I'm supposed to talk? Yes. Live and in color from DFW International Airport in Texas. It's Runway DFW, the new YouTube channel dedicated to bringing you live action from one of the world's busiest airports. My name is Walt Zorko, and we are here on a chilly December morning. December? I'm way behind. This is January, isn't it? Let's check the record there. Yes, it's Thursday, January 27th, 2022. It's 7:03, and we appreciate so much you're coming along with us for this ride here at DFW Airport. It is, let me adjust my microphone a little bit. Hold on. Okay, that might be a little better. It's Thursday, January 27th, 2022, and we are here live with you. And in case you were wondering, what is this? What am I watching? I'm so used to the online world now. Well, this, we like to say, it's kind of like a podcast, but with cool pictures. So we hope you'll enjoy that. Let's check the weather before we start in. It's partly cloudy, 38 degrees, 3 degrees Celsius. The wind is coming out of the north at 3. Now, that's going to be a factor this morning because I had anticipated that we'd be coming to you with the winds from the south, and that meant we'd have a much better view of what's happening this morning. So now we're going to check it out. The planes are coming in, and you can see our kind of overcast skies there. Planes are coming in. The problem is when the winds are out of the north, the planes land from the south, and they land about 2 miles away from where we are. So we don't get as good a look as we normally would hope to get. So we'll do the best we can. This is American Airlines Flight 3647 coming in from Abilene. And I know you can't see much more than the glare of the lights, but it'll look a little better as daybreak approaches. We're still about a little less than a half hour away from daybreak here at DFW Airport here in North Texas. That's that's what we got for you. Let's see what's coming in behind it on Runway DFW. Thanks for watching. Planes coming in. You can see two of them as dots of light.
American 2770, visual 35 left traffic.
I kind of reconfigure my setup here to get into the morning light. Goes American Flight 2220. It was an A321, but flight radar isn't giving me the destination, so mystery. Here's an Embraer 145 now landing. It's American Eagle Flight 3748 from San Angelo, Texas. And as I said, those planes are landing about 2 miles away from where we are. So coupled with the light and the and my camera's capabilities, it's not as clear as you would like to see. Right now I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A total of 8 planes on approach. None of which we'll get to see very well. Here's an American Flight 1320 to Denver, if I can pick it out of the... There it is. No, that's not it. Hang in there with me, folks. There it goes. And focus ain't that great at this hour of the day with this camera. On its way to the Mile High City. Alright, let's see what's going on over here. So as I was saying, the forecast last night was saying that the winds by this point of the day would be coming from the south, which meant we would give you a much better view of what's happening here, but it is not to be, at least not for the first part of our broadcast. We'll see what happens as time goes on. Things can shift. Next in line for us to see is American Flight 4075 from Corpus Christi, and that's an Embraer 175. I won't go in too close so we don't lose focus. As the sky is beginning to glow a nice orange color. Sorry about that. As we mentioned a little earlier, there's almost no wind today, but what wind there is coming from the north, which means planes are landing from the south. Our camera location is at DFW Founders Plaza, which is at the north end of the west runways here at DFW. There's 2 north-south parallel runways on the south side, on the west side of the airport here. Over on the east side, there's 3 parallel north-south runways. We have an American flight to Kansas City lined up on the south side to take off. If only I could find it. What do you think? Can you see it? Where's Waldo? I'm going by radar, so I know that the planes are there. There it is. That's how far away it is. This plane is lifting off for Kansas City. focus is not cooperating with us this morning. By the time it gets to us here at the north end of the runway, these planes are pretty high up in the sky. So not the ideal situation for video plane spotting. Got a bunch of regionals coming in here on the west side. First one looks to be American Eagle Flight 3156 from Brownsville. A CRJ 701 ER. Extra regional. We'll see if we can follow that one in. Well, how are you all doing this Thursday morning, or whatever time it is in your zone? We are live at DFW Airport. It's chilly. I think I'm going to put my gloves back on. I didn't get a chance to look at the arrivals and departures before, or the scheduled arrivals and departures before coming on the air. Now everything's all right. Let's try this again, huh? So this should be the Brownsville flight, 3156 American Eagle from, from Brownsville. Yikes. We need the sun to come up so we can give you a clearer picture. See a wing in the corner of the plane of the picture. What is that? Oh. That would be a Dreamliner headed over to the terminal area from the American Airlines hangars. We've got an American Airlines Flight 1947 to San Diego now taking off, which we should be able to see coming out from behind this aircraft. momentarily. There it is. Off to San Diego. Logo in. How will you know what you're watching? Well, we fixed that. Yellowbird, Spirit Airlines. That's headed to Los Angeles. That was an A320. We're getting a little wind here. It's supposed to be 3 miles an hour. What up, weather forecasters? An American Airlines flight to Wichita, flight 2862, an A319 is taking off somewhere out there. Do we see it? We do not. But I have it on good authority that it is actually taking off. Oh, there it is. Well, aha. Oh, there it is. Didn't need much room to take off, and so we didn't even get to see it rolling. Almost sunrise here at DFW Airport. And we welcome all of you to our broadcast this morning. And I can see that there are a number of you on board. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'm hearing an echo. I should turn that off. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get back to some planes here. If you're new to this broadcast, Runway DFW, you'll notice that there's a lot of American Airlines and American Eagle flights coming in and out. I'm hearing that echo again. I think I can fix that. And that's because American and American Eagle control most of the passenger traffic at this here airport. I don't know what the status of these planes is over here. We're right next to the UPS cargo hub. And you can see over there Queen of the Skies being loaded up next to an MD-11 tri-jet, also in the process of being loaded. So we'll keep an eye on those guys for the next 90 minutes or so. We've got Japan Airlines Flight 12 coming in from Haneda in Tokyo. That's about 22 minutes away. So we have that to look forward to. It's running a little late. It usually gets here earlier. Unless they've changed their schedules. Well, now we have an American Airlines Flight 2473 to Las Vegas. Rolling down the runway. There it is. See if we can pick that up. We've got a United Express Flight 5566. It's an Embraer 175. I think we can pick it out just there. That's going to San Francisco. And ladies and gentlemen, that's more than 2 miles from where we are. This ought to be American Flight 2029, an A319 headed to El Paso out in West Texas. see what's coming in on the messages. Chris is saying the Queen is due out at 8:03 to Louisville. So let's see, they've got about 30 minutes to pack that thing up. Thank you, Chris, for that information. He's talking about the UPS 747, which is getting ready to go. And like me, Donnie Palmer, I'm hoping for a wind direction change. I haven't seen the immediate forecast. I don't know. This was based on last night. It looked like it was going to be, wind was going to be from the south through the time we were broadcasting, but these things change. And Donnie Palmer invites all of you who are just kind of peeking in on the broadcast to consider subscribing to Runway DFW. We surpassed our first big goal of 1,000 subscribers over the weekend on Saturday, and we were right at about 1,200 when I last looked last night. And subscribers help our broadcast grow and help us get seen by more aviation enthusiasts like you. So I hope you will consider joining our little club. There's no admission fee to Runway DFW to subscribe to it. It's just a matter of pushing the red button on your YouTube screen. So like and subscribe if you can. We'd appreciate it very much. Now that sounds like fun. Bill called them as saying he's sitting in my easy chair, drinking coffee, watching DFW, and watching deer feeding in my front yard. That's a great morning. Yeah, we get deer where we live out at the Runway DFW Ranch. And didn't see any this morning, though, as I left. But it was pretty dark. All right, let's get back to some aircraft here, shall we? This United Airlines plane there. Focus not cooperating. This one here. No, that's an American Eagle flight 5891 from TLH. Everybody knows what TLH means. Is a Tallahassee, of course. Coming in from Tallahassee. Coming in on 36 left. On 36 right, we've got a United Flight 380 headed to Chicago O'Hare. Do we see it? Anyone? There it is. My goodness. That's an A320 winging its way to the Windy City on Runway DFW. Your home for live DFW Airport action. And it's going up just as the sun peeks through. Here comes the sun. And now it's a big blob. And it's still a big blob. There we go. Ah, live TV. Good morning. We're live at DFW Airport Thursday, January 27th. Our time here in the Central Time Zone is 7:34. And with the skyline of Dallas and some of Irving in the background, that's what we're looking at. All right, everyone. So here again is that 747 to the right, which is getting loaded up for an expected takeoff within the hour. And what you see in front of you is a statue, of course, of some children playing, pretending to be airplanes here at DFW Founders Plaza. That's a kind of a focal point of this little park. Coming in from Houston now, speaking of United Parcel Service, or UPS, this is going to be an A300 coming in from Houston Intercontinental. Kind of our first clear look at a landing of the morning, now that the sun has arisen. But still pretty far away. Things have kind of slowed down here a little bit. So guess what I have prepared for you, my aviation friends, as we stare into the sun here. I've got a little bit of information. Somebody's asking online where the winds are coming from here most of the time. What are the prevailing winds? And so I did a little research, and let me find my information here. Stand by. I need some information music, right? Okay. Here's what I'm looking for. That's a chart of the prevailing winds at DFW Airport. I found this from weatherspark.com, and they are letting us use it. It shows that if you look at the top bar there where it says NS, it looks like the prevailing winds here at DFW are southerly from the south almost all the year, starting in early February and going to late December. And the only times that the winds are prevailing from the north, and this is of course on average, is from is just most of, well, all of January and last part of December. So we shouldn't have too many days that look like this at DFW Airport as far as landings and takeoffs. Most of them should happen here on the north side. But being January, and late in January at that, we're seeing northerly winds. And that's why today at DFW Airport, we're getting all these planes coming in from the other end. And that's a little tutorial about that. Now I've got this A300 coming in from Houston. We at least can get a good look at that as it parks here at the UPS terminal. In the background you can see one of those little prop cargo planes that's going off. They generally go to destinations here in Texas. This is the only time we can get this close to aircraft from this vantage point. So I'm pulling next to that MD-11. Still being loaded up. That's the west control tower there in the background. We've got 3 control towers here at DFW. That's the westerly one. And then over here is the Queen, still got its cargo door open. As we take a look at a little guy. I don't have that one on my radar. Don't know where that's going. And there's the JAL flight, which we missed coming in while we were so fascinated with that little prop plane coming in from Haneda. That's Japan Airlines Flight 12. On its way to International Terminal D. The sun is really starting to get bright right now, but it looks like it's about to get ready to go behind a cloud bank, which should help our pictures a little bit. We have lining up now at the south end of runway DFW a United plane, a United Express plane going to Houston, flight 6298. It's out there somewhere. There it is. Waiting for its final instructions. It'll be headed out on runway 36 right. And I can report to you that the Queen of the Skies, United Airlines, or sorry, UPS cargo flight is, the cargo door is sealed up. So let's check that out momentarily here. So it may not be taking off at 8:03 or 8 o'clock, but we should be able to see that lifting off within the hour before we go off the air here at Runway DFW. Always like to see a queen on the broadcast, right? And I know that there are those of you who ask, where's the A380s? Don't you have a bunch of those at DFW right now? Well, no, we don't. We had a lot of 747 cargo planes. We don't have any 747 passenger jets. The only 4-engined jumbo jet we get in here on a semi-regular basis is a Lufthansa flight. And I thought I read somewhere that they were going to switch that over from the A340, which is what they fly in and out of here. I haven't seen it in a few days, but I may not have been here at the right times because that comes in the afternoon hours. But yeah, that's been the only 4-engined passenger jet we get in and out of here since Qantas suspended its A380 flights from down under. We'll be seeing Qantas flights again soon, I think next month, but they won't be flying the 380 here. We do get in March the British Airways 380 from London, so that'll be nice. And here comes a Delta flight. That's going to Minneapolis. I don't know, maybe that'll be taking off before that United Express flight. That'll be flight Delta 1662, an A319. So we'll follow that aircraft out because it looks like it's ready to take off to the Twin Cities. And off it goes on Runway DFW. 7:49 Central Time. Some American Airlines planes coming and going from the American hangars here on the west side of DFW. That A319 is headed over to the terminal area to dispatch passengers to their final destinations. And since there's nothing going on takeoff or landing wise, then it can just make a straight shot over to the terminals, of which there are 5 here at DFW, A, B, C, D, E. We've still got that Delta flight at the southern end of the runway. This one's going to Salt Lake City. It's flight 2444, an A319. Is it just going to sit there for a while? I don't know. Hello to FWTX Bevo. Welcome to our little broadcast. Where'd that Salt Lake City flight go? There it is. I locked down my tripod for just a second and it moves. This is at our maximum zoom in, and again that's more than 2 miles from where we are right now. As it heads north up the runway to take off to Salt Lake. And as we suspected, the sun has now kind of peeked through the, or peeked behind the cloud bank. It's pretty cloudy. I'd say mostly cloudy here at this point. That American Eagle Flight 3976 just arrived from Springfield, Missouri, after about an hour-long flight. Now entering our field of view is another, oh, this is a Polar DHL cargo flight. This will be a 767 coming in from Cincinnati. This may be the clearest morning I've yet encountered here as far as these kind of long distance shots. A lot of times when the aircraft are that far away, the ground conditions, the heat coming up from the ground, makes it look more like a mirage or a impressionist painting. But this is pretty clear for a morning. I don't imagine we'll get any mornings that are as clear as this, or clearer than this. So enjoy it while you can. So this plane made the big left turn over to the cargo area here on the west side. There's some cargo facilities on the east side of DFW as well. That's where FedEx has its operations. FedEx, I believe, also has operations at a cargo airport, primarily cargo airport to the west of here. And now, speaking of cargo, we have the UPS 747 lit up on our radar. It is flight 2751 to Louisville, and so it should be ready to push back very soon. Now I'm putting on my gloves. My gloves with a little hand warmer inside of them. Oh, that's a little better. As the big bird pushes back. Just in time. I have trouble pushing a horse trailer backwards with a pickup truck. I can't even imagine what it must be like to push a gigantic plane like that backwards to make sure everything is in place and you don't bump into anything. UPS has some relatively recently built 747s. This is not one of them. This dates back to 1993. It's 28 years old. And I guess this is the year that the final 747s are coming off the assembly line in Washington. Quite a run. Still have never been on one myself. Would love to do it. But the opportunities are dwindling. We're going to peek away from that for a second as we watch American Airlines Flight 116 coming in from Kahului. That's a Dreamliner. We're going to look over here. Sorry about that. This is a DC-10. Talking about older aircraft. That's a FedEx DC-10 going to Memphis. And I'm going to wager that thing may be of the same era as this 747, maybe even older. FedEx has some DC-10s that date back, that are 40 or more years old and still flying. This took off from the east side of DFW. So you can see a little tri-jet going up there. Thought I would bring that to you on its way to Memphis. Let's check the age of that as we look at this. Yeah, that plane we just saw, that DC-10, was built in 1978. It's 43 years old. Older perhaps than some of its flight crew. That's amazing. This plane again on its way to Louisville. Joe Hinson says that's still the King 747. How many were built versus the A380? Which one is the King? And yeah, there's way more 747s. You know, if you look at Flight Radar 24 and you filter it for 747s in the air at any given moment, there's a lot more than you would think. All around the world, every continent. Most of them freighters now, but still fulfilling a valuable purpose. And they'll be flying for years to come. So we'll have the opportunity to see these great birds flying through the sky. Marie wants to know what time is it here. It's 8:07 Central Standard Time. So because we've got northerly winds, this giant of the skies is headed to the south end of the runway. And it should, well, we don't know if it'll be it's kind of a 50-50 deal. generally takes off from this side of the runway, from this side of the airport, rather. And there you see a 767 United UPS flight coming in from Austin in the foreground. About to be eclipsed. Can you imagine being the designer who first, has probably a team of designers, but who first sketched out the shape of the 747? It was so different from anything that we'd seen up to that point, as far as a passenger plane goes. I wonder if they were met with, what is that? That doesn't look like a plane. But just the iconic nature of that shape. I'm glad there's nothing else going on here right now, because this is fun to see. I will take a peek to make sure that there's nothing else that we're missing, but I don't think so. It's going below the ridge there. But it will be making a left-hand turn to get to the runway, hoping it's taking off here on runway 36 right. Michael G. Kelly, fantastic action. I don't know if this is action really. It's kind of sedate, but we thank you for your comment. And Todd Brain checks in saying great coverage. Good morning, sir. Good morning to you. Mark wants to know if we see many passenger planes here. Yes, most of the traffic at DFW is passenger. Most of it is American Airlines and American Eagle. But if you were here earlier, you saw the Japan Airlines flight coming in from Tokyo, and we get it. Yeah, it's mostly passenger traffic here. So primarily, DFW Airport is a passenger airport. But the nice thing is we do get our share of cargo like this one. So we get a little, it's, you know, it's some nice variety. Stumps Aviation is a huge, says they're a huge aviation nerd. Nice stream, thank you. Well, yeah, I guess you kind of gotta be a aviation nerd to look at a channel like this. And I guess I would count myself in that group. Okay, we're making the turn here. I think we'll be seeing this taking to the skies momentarily on Runway DFW, where it's 8:14 in the AM in Central Time Zone. I guess it would be tea time over in the British Isles. So for any of you watching us over there, we'll raise a cup. There was an Air China Cargo 747 which departed as I was driving down to the airport this morning. I saw that on the radar. Even if I was here, it probably would have been too dark to get much of a picture, but we have seen that airline flying out of here in the daytime. So now we've got this plane. We've got an Alaska Airlines flight to Seattle, which is rolling into place. It looks like that one's going to get first crack here. It's Alaska Flight 756, a Boeing 737-900 on Runway DFW. Follow along more with that, but I do want to get this UPS 747 taking off here. And it's getting ready to roll. And there it goes. obstacle. Alright, well, all hail the Queen, off to Louisville. Thank you, UPS. Okay, back to the action here. This is going to be an American Airlines flight off to Guadalajara. Or did it just come in from Guadalajara? Just came in from Guadalajara, that 737-800, flight 1034. Out there, a little dot in the sky is American Flight 2429, an A319, winging its way from south of the border in Monterey. Bear with us while our camera focuses. Dag nabbit. Well, if you like what you're seeing, the blurry focus aside, I hope you'll consider, if you haven't already, becoming a member of our little club here at Runway DFW. Click the like button and hit the subscribe button. And you can be in on the ground floor of this great YouTube channel. Am I overselling it a little bit? Why not? If you're an aviation geek, if you're an enthusiast, there's so many great channels to watch now here on YouTube, and we like to think of ourselves as kind of a little part of that universe. So we hope you will join us on a regular basis. We broadcast at least twice a week, generally speaking, if the conditions are right. I will do some truck spotting here as this convoy of construction vehicles. We see this usually several times while we're here. These trucks going back and forth. There's a plane coming in on the east side of the airport. But yeah, there's a project going on the north side here. For some reason, they closed down the... what's that? See, I got distracted by an aircraft. Take me a second to consult my Flight Radar 24 to tell you where that's going. And that was Delta Flight 2915 and A320 headed off to Atlanta. So talking about these trucks, there's some kind of construction project going on over on the north side of the airport here. They've closed down the north remote parking, which is in that general vicinity. apologize for the wind noise here. And do we have a lull? Is this a lull? Is this an official lull at DFW Airport? We do have a plane coming in. Coming in from Silao in Mexico. It's American Flight 1311 and A319. We're going to zoom into it now and see if our focus holds. That little dot there in the center of the screen. Look at that. Right on cue, it goes out of focus. Come on. See, will that work? Yeah, it's kind of working. I remember the good old days when everything was manual focus. We have an American Eagle flight coming in at this time from Querétaro in Mexico. It's flight 3554. Did I say it's an Embraer 175? It is. Or at least that's what Flight Radar 24 tells me. Again, we're talking about that little dot there. We'll go into it when it gets a little closer. So it's just arrivals right now here on the west side of DFW. Don't see any departures lining up. We've got a jumbo coming. Good things come to those who wait. And next in the reception line will be American Flight 160 from Honolulu, a Dreamliner. That should be a little easier to pick up because it's a big plane. And aloha from Hawaii. Kind of following along with this because I don't see anything else coming in. Oh, there's something that's popping up. Moments from now, we will be treated to the arrival of American Flight 1067, an A321 from Denver. What do you think about that? It's 8:29 on runway DFW. It's Thursday, January 27th in the year 2022, and we're happy to have you along for the ride with us. And here comes that flight from Denver. I think those landing lights tend to throw my autofocus into a tizzy. We have another eclipse here. Being photobombed by a Dreamliner. And a panel truck. Dreamliner's coming over from the west side American Airlines hangar for its next assignment. Meanwhile, now soaring down from the skies is American Flight 1261 from Kansas City, a 737-800. National Weather Service says it's now 4 degrees Celsius here at DFW Airport. The wind is picked up a little bit from the north at 8 miles an hour. Visibility is 10 miles, and the wind chill is 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Entering your picture from the left will be a UPS flight that's come in from Little Rock. That's a Boeing 757. And we should have some takeoff action here for a change. There's that Little Rock aircraft. Got a couple of American Airlines or American Eagle flights at the south end of the runway. This first one's headed to Lubbock. It's American Eagle Flight 5947, the CRJ 900, twin jet. Reminiscent of the design of the old DC-9. With the engines in the back. Next up is a American Eagle flight. Where'd it go? Sorry about that, folks. There it is. Lost in the other traffic there. Oh, focus, focus, focus. Where was that one going, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you, that's going to Amarillo. That's flight 3071. Now we've got American flight 2424 to Los Angeles. Will be a Boeing 737-800. There it is. Steady. I was going to say that's ground haze, but I think it's exhaust from the plane that's about to block this shot. Winging its way to the City of Angels. Got American Airlines flight 1863, an Airbus A319, headed to Eagle, Colorado. And there it is, making the turn to runway 36 left. Way far away, about 2 miles from where we are pointing our lens. American Eagle Flight 5951 to Rapid City is now rolling. There it is. Got some more American Airlines planes coming into and out of the hangar on this side. And right over here we've got a flight coming in from Abilene, American Eagle flight. That's a tiny plane. And that is not. A Dreamliner coming out of overnight storage, headed over to the terminal area for its next assignment. American Flight 389 to Mexico City is now somewhere, well, can't be taking off because that's be crashing into that. Is that it there? No, I show it taking off. There it is. Sorry about that. That's the flight to Mexico City. Adios, amigos. We've got almost 500 people watching this here broadcast. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you'll like and subscribe. We had right around 1,200 subscribers to Runway DFW before, or last night, when I last looked. I haven't looked this morning, but hopefully we've gained a few. My goal was hopefully to get up to like 1,250 or so. Maybe we'll do a little better than that, I hope, with your help. If you like to watch aviation-related content, by supporting this and all the other broadcasts that do similar things from different airports, in the long run you'll have more stuff to watch. And yes, Donnie, I do agree we will be needing mods. I'll have to figure out how to do that. I'm kind of new at this. Good morning to Stephen from Philadelphia, who is new here, and we welcome you to our little club. That flight just came in from San Antonio. That's American Flight 2792, 737-800. We've got another 737, which is about to lift off for Guadalajara. American Flight 2720. So if you're a new viewer, if you've just found Runway DFW, we welcome you in. Got a lot of nice people hanging out with us this morning from around the world. We'll be on the air for about another 15 minutes. That's American Flight 2193 from Tucson. My mouth is starting not to work. It is chilly. It's I guess in the low 40s now. The wind has picked up a little bit. I've got a couple of flights getting ready to take off here. I do have to say, because everything is happening so far away from us, at least as far as flights lining up to take off, it's a little hard to find them sometimes. It appears from Flight Radar 24 there's about 4 planes down at the other end of the runway that are getting ready that are in line to take off. And this is the first one. And that was American Eagle Flight 4030. Okay, we've got an EVA Air Cargo Flight 777 coming in now. Is it coming in? Yes. Coming in from Anchorage. And that is represented by that dot there in the middle of your screen. We'll zero in on it as it gets a little closer. Let's see. It doesn't want us to focus, does it? And we should be seeing this making a left-hand turn over to the cargo area here on the west side of DFW Airport. Diverted to that 777, which, that's weird. That's a 777. American Airlines flight 9787 going to Amarillo. I don't think I've ever seen a wide-body jet leave here for Amarillo. I don't know, is that normal? Haven't seen it. Something new for me. It's 8:53 here Central Time on Runway DFW. We've got a couple more flights to show you before we've got to close things down. Usually gets real busy when we're getting ready to leave. Here comes flight American Eagle flight 4181 to, where'd it go? Oh, it's hiding. It's hiding from us. You can see all the aircraft in the sky there. Yeah, they're just a pile of planes that are getting ready to take off here, so we'll get as many of them as we can, in addition to this one landing. I believe that's coming in from Albuquerque. Kind of ran off my screen there. Yeah, this is the part of the presentation where I stop talking and just keep shooting as long as I can. Because you can see all those planes down there, they want to take off. This appears to be American Flight 2414. Bound for Santa Ana. Don't know if I can follow it all the way to Santa Ana, but we can take a look at it lifting off. On Runway DFW. Headed for Palm Springs. From El Paso, American flight 2395. Meanwhile, I apologize for not doing a very good job with the play-by-play here, but the planes are so jammed up on the radar that I can't pick them out before they take off. So I'll work on that, but as you can see, it's just a shooting gallery here as far as planes taking off. One has barely left the pavement when another one is taking off. It's 8:59 Central Time on Runway DFW. That means it's about time for us to go. And you might say, Walt, why are you leaving? Everything is happening now. But the fact is, my corporate overlords are calling, the people who give me a paycheck. And yes, I'd be happy to stay out here all day long. This is American Flight 1812, I think. But I couldn't tell where it's going. Sorry. Well, there'll still be a few planes here next time when I speak to you. think it's time to lock down the old camera here and say adios from Runway DFW. It's been great being with you guys. Thank you very much for sharing part of your morning or your afternoon or your evening with us. And that wraps up another edition of Runway DFW from DFW Airport in Texas. Thank you so much for being with us today. We will come back to you probably on the weekend sometime, hopefully. And as we say here in Texas, happy contrails to you until we meet again. Thanks everybody. See you next time.